been a while, but let's get into recording a few videos with Cardfight Vanguard. Today we bring No Life King Death Anchor Premium deck. Of course, you play for the namesake, best card in the deck. It makes UTK play 2 Bear Magnets Extender and can also finish games. When Hope and Damp, you should probably play 2. I only have 1, and I have been enjoying playing 1. The reason why I play 1 is because you can see it. So No Life King allows you to rewrite if you have 13. Bear Magnus allows you to extend if you have, I think, 15. So that's that, and Hope and Damp is just card restriction on steroids. Grade 2 is Sonic Abductor. This is what gives you the soul count. Counterblast 1, when placed, search for 3 copies of one card, rate 2 or less, add it to your hand, one of them and the other with 2 copies. Put them into soul. But you have to have the 3 copies. If not, it does not pop. Oh, if you play 3 copies of, I think it's Rhodia, she gets plus 1k for every card in soul. She is really good on turn 2. We're trying to go second, I guess. It really depends on the matchup. 2 copies of Mon's follower, Ron Genlingen. He's not the best, but I like the fact that you can pressure the rear guard in hand, force your opponent to put 1 card from a hand soul, if I'm not mistaken. Chooses 1 card from their hand or rear guard. You force something from hand or to the soul. Not you soul charge 1 more. Most of the times, if their opponent knows what you're playing, they're probably gonna do it with that. Great ones. Succubus Pure Love. This says check top 5, get a grade 3. So this fixes our guy, and since we specifically want No Life King most of the time, it's the best grade 1 we can run. 4 of the dog. Why do we play 4? This is our main copy for Voice Sonic Abductor. The way I built the deck is really fragile. I still don't know how to play it very well. A lot of people I have seen, a lot of people tell me, oh yeah, you're like, a lot of people online have seen a lot of matchups and they're like, yeah, you're a really bad DI player to a lot of gameplay. But again, it's you build what you like. Have been enjoying this. This allows me to get a really good count with Sonic and Doctor. If you get him, it's you search for these 3. You put 2 into soul, 1 into your hand, and then you have 4 soul, and then you're getting 2 more from this. So it really helps out to get that soul pumped out. Trying to the way it's built, it's just to kill as fast as possible. It's a super aggro deck. It's a meme deck, I would say. 4 copies of Q Fugenlin. Another amazing card. Put 1 card from your hand into the soul, draw 1. If you have him on rear guard, he says at the beginning of your battle phase, if the opponent has 6 or more cards in soul, you may soul charge 1 and he gets plus 5k, so he can also soul up. 4 copies of Etch in Darkness. Probably will cut him down. Few. This has come up. If you write him into soul, you may put 1 card from your hand into soul, draw 1. He's another copy of Fugenlin, but he exclusively does it on soul. Second effect, when he's called to rear guard by a card effect, you can soul charge 1, counter charge 1, so he's our counter charger. A lot of people play 2 copies because you just want to see him on soul and nothing else. Play 4, same thing. Sonic Abductor can give you the copies that you need, and usually if you draw him, you draw him. If not, you want to put him in with something else. Starters, we're playing 1 copy of the V starter, 1 copy of the Enigmatic Assassin. Same reason if we want to go into a more aggressive playstyle, this doesn't have Forerunner, but it can call itself. And the other guy is the one we usually play. This if it goes into soul, it's just an extender. We can't really loop No Life King. It really depends on the matchup, but you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rear guards. You would need something to call another rear guard out. Usually you're not calling a lot, so this helps out. Go into it. Trigger lineup. 3, 4, 4. We're playing as many crits as possible. Replace one of these with the Stride Father crit in your set. I only have 3. I should probably buy the 4th one, but that's the whole idea. We're playing 4 copies of Stride crits because this is the best crit you can play. 4 copies of crit PGs. While they're not the most amazing crits, you play them They're good. You can play a 2-2 split. I like 4 copies because it guarantees that you're gonna kill easily. Play 4 copies Dark Knight and Nightmare Land. Uh, you either play this or play Draw Trigger. I play this because it's just giving plus 10k to Vanguard. It goes into Soul. Also, I don't have the Draw Triggers. That's basically the gist of it. If I don't run it, it's just I don't have it. I just enjoy it. Also playing that. And the lists that I was trying to base this deck list around used to play 4 copies of that. We play 4 copies of Grade 3 Heal Guardian. It's Strike Father, it's Heal Trigger. You could consider splitting 2-2 for regular heals, but that would be because you are more worried about the shield value. It doesn't usually pop up in this deck a bit, but it doesn't. Funny trigger, haha. It does everything in this deck if you see it. Giving an extra crit and plus 10k to all of your Vanguards is really good. And since you're doing 3 attacks on Vanguard on your final turn, it's really good. G-Zone, 4 Fox, 2 copies, you're only using him once. Hit this, what enables the OTK. 4 copies of Bluddermouse, can cut down to 2, it's just he plays well. He says, return all triggers. Getting trigger psyched by this is pretty cool. Same thing with 4 packs if you're actually going into that route. Duo. I have never made this, if I'm being honest. Opponent's regard. This unit gets the attack and plus 1 drive. Retire that unit, and you may soul charge 2 for each card. This helps fill up the soul. It's removal. Guess it's useful in some cases. 2 copies of Gil's de Reyes. If you don't have soul, or if you don't have counterblast, you either make this or you play that. If not, this flip father. This is a finisher slash soul charger. I use it as a soul charger. You play that because it's just a good card overall. Also because it's shiny. Why not? Play Crit Remover. I like this card way too much. Crit Remover. Resist Giver, and 2 copies of this girl, which is plus 5k for every 6 in soul. Again, you're just trying to make a really flexible game plan. Tutorial on how to combo with this deck, pretty easy. We got a starter. Basically, what you're trying to do, turn 1, you're trying to draw your Fugen Leans. Turn 2, it's Poisonic Abductor. Those are your regular lines. And you don't have to draw 2 Poisonic Abductors. That's unreal. You're probably going to draw 1. If you draw 1, you're probably playing fine. But usually what you do, it's like, say we're going second. It's going to be a bit unrealistic, but if we're going second, we draw for draw 1. Draw for turn. This one is good, so right, draw 1 of that, get quick shield. To its effect, draw a card, put a card from your soul into your hand, you put that, you don't need that. Filter out the crit, put this into soul, draw 1. Your opponent does the same, you can call this, do the same. This into soul, draw 1. Take this, guard with it, goes into soul, take 1 damage. Draw for turn. Play Poisonic Abductor, counter blast 1, search for 3 copies. Well, you have to discard something from hand. Discard the copy of Fugen Lean. You don't need 3 copies. They already are doing what you need them to do. Search for 3 dog. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. Reveal 3. Put 2 into the soul. This goes into your hand. You go. You still have the Fugen Leans of your opponent, then retire them. Probably didn't. But you're gonna start doing dog's effects. 1. Soul Charge 2. Hold 1 damp is really good. Go. 2. Soul Charge 2. Start popping them immediately. Soul Charge 2. Get count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Just missing 1 more. Dogs are binded. Can do effect here. Draw 1. With this. Bind that. Soul Charge 2. Activate second skill here, Soul. You don't need Barrow. Draw one. Gives you a defensive play for turn 3. That's what we want. I don't know if these cards do anything if we didn't put the Great Zero. Can move these guys up, swing in, drive check, nothing. Take 1 damage if your opponent is dumb enough to give you some damage. Heal 1. Draw for turn. 3, 4, 5. We can stride, so you're probably playing there. You're not gonna stride that turn. That get protect marker. I'm gonna use this Phoenix because I don't have the protect markers right now on me. You go. Move this down. Move this down. Call this and this. Activate is effect when it lands, and this actually triggers effect. Move into combat. You go. This line attacks. This line attacks. Activate. Attack with Vanguard. Counter blast. Activate Vanguard skill. Put a copy of that into your soul. 1, 2. And either attack with these two. It depends on what you want to do. There's 2 routes here. You're gonna put these 2. It's at the end of battle, or it's at the start of battle. At the end of battle, so you first strike check twice. 1, 2. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. You are not at Fort Fox range. So what you can do to get into Fort Fox range is go into Barrow Magnus. In this case, you don't go into that route. But if not, you can go into Hope on Damp. Got the second imaginary gift force. It gives you the 5 cards. In that case, you attack with both of these guys. You go the Barrow Magnus route, you can actually extend and get a counter search back. Attack with Hope on Damp, drive check once, drive check twice. Trigger the heal if you have heal, if not, don't. You go discard 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, 4 facts. Okay. You don't have 13 or less cards. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So you don't trigger its effect. On the case you had its effect, you would be able to shuffle in back 3 crits. You usually want to shuffle away the PG crits. It's the highest value you can get, and if you hit the crits, you can hit him. If not, you're just getting a 3k guy swinging in. That's 1, that's 2, it's 3, and you always get everything to Vanguard. That's it. That's basically how you're doing kill turn. You are not going into it unless you can guarantee you can kill that turn. On the case that you didn't do that, these 3 were on top. You still keep 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep that in hand. Other route you could play is the Barrow Magnus route, which is a lot safer too. Or you could also play the No Life King. I also forgot to trigger No Life King Soul Charge. You go tag with him. Counter Blast 1. You already have 15 cards in soul. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. You would have to put everything back into soul when he attacks. First, you draw a card. You draw 1, count Blast 1, call 2 units. Call whatever you want. In this case, we're going to call that because it gives you counter charge. And this guy. This gives you another soul charge. Get twin drive, first check, second check, you pass it over if you don't need them. This also places itself, so this would have gone into soul. Second check. That's how you play this deck. Benefits of playing this deck. It's not brain deck. You actually have to think. You can get some really cheesy games out of it. You can win games really fast, and yeah, it's a premium deck. That's usually how things go. Yeah. What are some not so hot benefits? If you don't like having to manage resources in a very neat, interesting way, or if you don't really like dealing with soul decks, then this is not the deck for you. If you really want to play it aggressive, this is the deck you will play. Thank you for watching. Have a nice one.